The game. They've rigged the game of life, a checkered board of greed and strife. Is this really how it's supposed to be? I pay you and you pay me? Systems run worth not a dime. What's a penny of your time? Suspending morals for $1 drives the spirit into squalor. After all, what's time worth? You only get so much on this place called Earth. Past and future aren't truly time. They are merely constructs of the mind. The time is now, can you see? To firmly grasp this reality. Things will come and things will go. Constant changes ebb and flow. Ignite your spirit, your internal sun. No more wrongs need be done. The divine compass. The moral compass, right and wrong, remains relative while the soul is gone. An incorrect thought, let it be. Action inward to divine and see. Totality of essence is the I, the shadow self that waits inside. With closed eyes is the black mirror test. You feel the pounding in your chest. A spiritual must to face the self, to deal with the death that we have dealt. In deepest dark, light seeps in. It's responsibility for all that sin. From darkest dark to brightest day, reconcile the interplay. It is balance that we seek between the strong and the meek. We're all here for our own reason. Causing harm is nature's treason. Body, thought, feeling align, seeing from the cosmic mind, a grand tapestry does unfold. You know things you were not told. When it clicks, you will see. You'll realize life itself is divinity. The trees. The tree of knowledge, the sphere of spheres. You hear it hum between the ears. What is that from down the pole? The tree of life, where heart doth grow. Can you rightfully feel what you are feeling? That your etheric branches are your being? Study in detail your every part. Let love and care fill the heart. Up the pole, the energy goes to tell the tree what the tree doth know. Below and above, work this way. A karmic stage of life's grand play. The matter of truth is not here or there. There's a single truth, and it's everywhere. What you believe is not what you think. Perception and thoughtfulness way out of sync. Pattern thoughts can be broken. Inner wisdom is unspoken. From the ether in which we dwell, find your spirit and see this hell. Is it right to initiate harm under cover of any coat of arms? It is not, I'll tell thee. I don't harm you, you don't harm me. That shift in consciousness, when all do see, will bring to all true liberty. The gate. There are layers of consciousness, didn't you know? Most so-called illuminants only faintly glow. Those still ruled by dark of hate have yet to pass through nature's gate. All the problems we can solve, though it's you that must evolve. Inner darkness, inner light, harmonize truth to leave the night. Alchemical twists within the mind left you down the path behind. Intentionally led to see false light, to create darkness with false bright. Male, female, Holy Ghost, of all these energies, you are the host. Every aspect of archetype in you, a profound inner standing, time to ensue. Misused craft of darkest arts will tear your infinite soul apart. Consider the eye that you've been taught. There's another watching outside that thought. Grasp the deepest, blackest black. Be not in fear of its attack. Push through despair with whitest white. The caring heart respects all life. Balance aspects outside time. Free the constructs of your mind. You'll not again become entranced when you see the cosmic dance. Your karmic debt is yours to pay. Pay it prior to end of days. When you see as nature sees, you'll truly be your truest being. Don't lie, don't steal, don't harm, just heal. Sentient life is no one's meal. This simple truth must be taught. Life cannot be sold, cannot be bought. Come in line with magic grace, remove the costume from your face. An open soul that does not hide is truly seen by Brahma's eye. Guided by your spirit's hand, spread true goodness in this land. The time is now, do not wait. Now you're truly through the gate. The magician. From west to east across the sky, the mage did watch as the beast flew by. High above his stoic gaze, to signify the end of days, the mage wove calmly his karmic spell to clear the darkness of that realm. From Mother Goddess to the rings of nine, the beast in man is soon to die. With focused will and twinkling eyes, cast on the beast, a spell of harmony rides. The beast, now calm, yet unaware, ceased its attack. It did not dare. In its confusion, a new calm state, the beast itself experienced true debate. Around the rings it did fly, until it finally saw the lie. East to west it did return, suffering great emotional psychic burns. With understanding of dragon's plight, the mage reached karmically to the night. With loving care, a directed thought, to the mage the dragon brought. Heart to heart, mind to mind, they held the gaze in each other's eyes. Exchange of intent by way of thought, reconciling all the battles fought. Synced in breath, locked in time, together becoming the one divine. two as one upon this earth, each the measure of their own worth. Always together, side by side. Those are the energies you possess inside. The spiral. It draws nearer the system 3, centered with singularity. From cosmic depths, all spiraling down, the song of nature does resound. Knowledge gained from outside time, flowing freely to the mind. The spirit's call to all in doubt, hurriedly attempting to end their drought. Time is now, do not wait. The ground itself shifts and quakes. Hurricanes with created eyes, dark science magic attacks the sky. Build your temple while you're here. The temple's clean when the mind is clear. The inner house must be also cleaned. With loving care, the heart will gleam. Electric heart, electric mind, magnetically synced up through the spine. Two centers in one toroidal field. The resonant frequency of what you feel. Now's the chance to find your soul. Fully connect to what you've always known. Above your crown the spiral grows as you resolve the one below. You're indeed a spirit on this earth, a spirit made physical to prove its worth. That infinite fact they did neglect to put in any schoolbook text. Karmic wisdom can be gained when mind and body are in proper frame. For in the aether we all exist, the unifying element left off the list. Act in accordance with natural law. It's the only rule that rules us all. The all-source energy is coming in to slam down balance on consuming sin. What's your tune in life's great song? Right side of right or right side of wrong? It's not too late to change your tune or be recycled as the spiral comes soon. Twelve to 1. If light and dark would do no harm, there'd be fewer manufactured arms. Fear drives greed synchronistically. Incorrect action subjugates humanity. Drop your illusion of false control. A dark force in you has been allowed to grow. Beneath the costume that hides your soul, you're afraid of what you truly know. Of one mind we can be, as soon as you allow you to see. A path for all has been shown, forgotten kindness that we've always known. Your inner aspects must align to truly join the cosmic mind. Male, female, life and death. 4 major aspects you manifest. Each major aspect made of 3, each with their own duality. Fully balance these aspects 12, and from Da'at, your soul will swell. Now you've found the promised land. Your promised land ruled by no man. You rule the self upon this earth, as does all life, all have worth. Direct the self to not cause harm. You can stop this energy farm. The blinded truth that all must see is that all energy is truly free. Light and dark, 2 halves of same, spirit locked over left-right brain, mind to heart to soul and back. Go fulfill your karmic pact. The karmic pact is to spread true light, to teach about wrong, and to act on right. The truest truth is do no harm. Overstand and you'll go far. Judgment Call. Words of judgment are not mine to write, as I wielded the sword before I knew the light. When I did feel what I had seen, I saw all were fighting for others' greed. A vast system of mind control, built on taught beliefs from disconnected souls. To blindly believe but not truly know will not allow the soul to grow. Consciousness, reason, care, that is where soul's brilliance flares. One mind, one body, one soul, one heart, yours alone to set you apart. Deceptive language controls the herd. Every false belief is a trigger word. Race, religion, government division, taught by academics with programmed visions. This is the reality I can clearly see. Suppression of consciousness to control you and me. I will not judge those still enspelled, as I once existed in that same hell. I can only try, as my small part, to help those cut off regain their heart. From the heart resonates the soul. They must connect for you to know. You cannot know until you feel. That is how to truly heal. A painful process to know thyself, worth an infinite amount of spiritual wealth. When we won't be sold, won't be bought, we will weep over reasons fought. When we won't be fooled, won't be ruled, we will all start growing our own food. Plenty for all, when all do care, makes it obvious whose soul is bare. For in that soul blooms no tree, but a black hole of vampiric energy. Hear ye all this judgment call. You judge you and save us all. Feel ye all this judgment call, as Rome and Babylon again will fall. Moral truth is the key inside, feeling rights and wrongs of past gone by. With true reason fully gained, refuse to play the slavery games. Do not judge those that play. We were tricked from birth, that very day. Do not fight their unconscious walls. Simply point them to this judgment call. Thank you for listening. Thank you for considering. Thank you for sharing. Talk to you later. You are Atlas. You are the cross, the phoenix. Now how this relates to you. This was a kind of a thought conversation I had in my head. I jotted down. So just take it for what it is. Atlas holds the cosmos. Atlas perceives the cosmos. Atlas holds the mind. Atlas perceives what your senses perceive. Among other things, you are Atlas. Let this begin the map, the Philosopher's Stone. The center circle is all. It is where all stems from, where all returns to. Interplay of physical, spiritual creation within the ether. No division exists here. The centripetal point of convergence, the hyperboloid. This is your starting, finishing, knowing, feeling point as part of the all. You spiral outward from here. In the circle, one can see the mother, father, divine energy. When these two do combine, a spiral of life does unwind. 1.618034, a physical existence that's infinitely more. Do not forget this upon the square, so you can know what's truly there. From that infinite circle, you are born into physicality as the square. 360 degrees in an angled configuration of tangible physical material. This is the body. This is air, earth, fire, water. This is north, south, east, west. This is male, female, life, death. This is base consciousness. This is the chessboard. This is where you have to truly stand, look, and feel to realize the game's being played. This is standing between the pillars of light and darkness. The triangle atop the square is inner balance. It is mind, body, spirit. It is the Holy Trinity. It is higher consciousness. It is thought, emotion, action. It is the trivium, the quadrivium, truth. It is logic, creativity, reason. It is morality, empathy, care. Reconsider the points and angles of the square and triangle in relation to one's own infinite all in the center. The 7 chakras, the 7 governors, 7 deadly sins, 7 virtues, the number 7, the spirit. Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, Mercury, Sun, Moon. Turn your head, Atlas, 180 degrees on the axis as you truly see and feel things for what they are. Look left and right. Turn around. Do it again. Your gaze, seeing or unseeing, just swept the world. Indeed, it did. You are not spinning through space. You stand stationary on a realm that is flat. No 8-inch or mile squared curve is proof of that. If one was to convert 8 inches to feet, what would one get? 0.666. You see the spell. If that makes the mind feel like it just stepped off a merry-go-round, instruct the body with conscious thought to hold the arms outstretched from the sides. Find and maintain equilibrium. Now you are still. Now feel back down through the past of your own triangle and square and root out the serpents that dwell within those angles. Angles of sorrow, angles of joy are still angles. Reconcile them with the knowing of truth. The outer circle is what you do with this knowledge in this world. It represents a soul's time here from start to finish. It is the sun and moon on their daily path above us and the stars above them. It is the all we are able to perceive of the all's creation. It is the centrifugal point of divergence. It is the torus. It is the circle they cannot square, as are you. The lines of the body with the arms outstretched make a cross. The mark of an upright man or woman. You are meant to realize all that spiritually entails, as you are the cross you must bear. The heart, spirit, and mind magnetically resonate from your spine. The phoenix does not rise from the ashes. The phoenix rises from the center, in the macrocosm and the microcosm. The phoenix is your soul blooming to life from within, where once suppressed, to be reborn anew. Now, Atlas has the cross. The cross added to the end of Atlas is at last. Thank you for listening. Feel free to share. What I'm trying to do here is informally present information. I don't really present things formally, but I'm trying to present real information that I feel that I've come to know that I feel could help others. What this I intend it to be, which I'm just going with whatever comes out, how it comes. I intend this to be about 7 luminaries, 7 governors, 7 chakra system, how they interrelate within us for a picture, so to speak, inside of one's own inner cosmology. It's an explanation of things I consider deeply, very deeply, all these different things, to tie them together into a picture inside myself. So, what I say very well might not line up with things that you've looked at or considered or feel for yourself. And that's fine, that's cool, because I'm not saying I'm right or correct about anything. What I am trying to convey is that when I took in the trivium and the quadrivium, again, that's 7 steps, so there's another 7. When I took in that method of learning, learned that method of learning and thinking and considering, and I tied all those steps to things as best I could inside myself. That very last one, the 7th one, astronomy, deeper so I would say astrology. The point for me was to get meaning, some kind of meaning from what I saw above me that I could tie into me down here, down below. So it's the as above, so below thing. Another very important 7 to tie in here is the 7 Hermetic principles. So that's something you could look into and look at in nature itself, natural law. So let me get into this. I'll start at the bottom of the spine, or Saturn, the root chakra. For me, it was tying. Now, I'm speaking of these as 7 luminaries, 7 energies. 7 energies above that all operate on their own frequency. And the vibrations they pass to us down here in our physiology, our bioelectromagnetic physiology, can pick up and perceive the vibrations of everything around, down here and up there, is what I felt inside. So, starting with Saturn at the bottom, Saturn or Satan or Chronos or Time or the Taskmaster, however you might want to label it, that luminary, that energy, to me, it was the recognition at the bottom, the red, the root chakra, base of my spine. That was my time here. My time in physicality was represented by that. How I chose to spend my time, that's what I had to come to realize I was doing wrong. I was misusing that energy in the incorrect way. So part of this for me during my inner process was the recognition of misusing, the misusing of all these energies unknowingly is how I was acting. To me, part of the process was giving back all of the energy I could and all the belief I could and all the different systems I had been taught to think, giving it back to out there as best I could and rebuilding in a correct way. So this is a part of my rebuilding, or explaining it as best I can. So that just being the physical body's existence here, that can tie into the rings, materialism, the this and that, if you go that path and you get locked into that repetitive cycle of that path. And it doesn't have to be that. Time can be spent here more wisely to gain wisdom, to maybe leave here and get past those rings, though and they're not solid things either from my point of view. But anyway, let me move up to the Sacral Chakra area. The orange area, the reproductive area of the body. For me, that was Mars and Venus, those two luminaries. Mars representing the masculine energy, Venus representing the feminine energy. My body representing the masculine representation of masculine energy and the gender of male. But still, in that same area, the same energy, that reproductive energy, that intertwinement, that kundalini energy of male, female, or electric and magnetic, still very intertwined because I had parents of either sex, a male and a female, which made me a representation of one or the other. I happen to be male. Though inside me, I also carry the feminine energy, as does everyone else, as I do my masculine energy. They're intertwined, and they're meant to work in conjunction, in harmony, with the recognition of you get to spin in existence here as one or the other. So moving up from that, the solar plexus chakra, the yellow, for me, Jupiter there. Why Jupiter? Jupiter, the gas giant. The gas giant, why? Now, not as they describe, because of the gases created within my solar plexus area from my digestive system, from the microflora and fauna, the life forms that inhabit and break down the whole food plant-based diet I consume now that I learn to use that energy correctly and feed it the right energy to resonate in harmony with that energy of Jupiter. So in my solar plexus filled with gun energy, I can produce good action. So next one up, the heart, the green, the heart chakra, the earth, right here, right where I am, while I consider these luminaries above me, these 7 luminaries and how they tie together. I am very much here on earth, in that heart chakra, that intelligence of the heart, that very much needed part of the consciousness that feels and has the ability to empathize. That's the connection to the soul I found while getting to live here, ruled by Saturn in this place of physicality for a certain amount of time. So, moving on to more of the energies up there, because the earth energy where we live is all around us and it's solid and we walk on it every day. But next up, the throat chakra, Mercury, the messenger. What I realized is that power of voice and language and the word misspoken or misused, especially when you are taught wrong and you repeat incorrect language as spells cast on others to reinforce incorrect or immoral belief. That is that power of Mercury. That's the power of the throat chakra. Blue, by the way, the color of that chakra, the voice. And I had to learn to use my voice correctly and that energy correctly. With that is very much part of the beginning, the trivium, the grammar, the logic, the rhetoric. The grammar, really, really understanding the words I was using and what they meant and how I was using them. The logic I was using, how I was lining up those words to convey messages, I had to correct because I was horribly broken. My logic was horribly broken with belief. And that came out in my rhetoric. And that took probably a good year of hard actual study of words and meanings and inner contemplation of my own word usage and how to correct these thought patterns of words to correct it. It's tough. But I found that one can come to know better. So up from there, the third eye chakra. The third eye chakra, the moon. Why the moon in the third eye? Because the moon provides light at night, does it not? The ones with their third eye open with a partially functioning pituitary gland, that wake-rest cycle regulation within the body, that's very much connected to night in the moon. Well, that light can let one see in the dark, and if one has a decalcified, well, see, if one's brain works correctly, that third eye will be open, and you will perceive these things and these patterns and things within oneself, and then be able to relate it to the out there, and see how really all of this and the symbology of all this and the worship of only one aspect or two aspects of this can be used to control entire groups and cults. You'll see how it all ties together and works. That's the importance of that third eye. So the things I'm saying is not to try and lead anyone down a path of false belief. I'm talking about very real energies that affect us all, that are within us all, that was all made up by something more than all these energies than we can perceive. That's what I'm getting at. So yeah, also with that third eye. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. In this land, the way they've toxified everyone to not be able to use their third eyes, except for a very select few in these cults, the ones that want to be kings, yes, they're playing out their fantasy roles as kings and queens and princes and princesses, because others can't see it. They can't see the darkness that is within them. So, in the land of the blind, where the one-eyed man is king, the one-eyed man that has both eyes open can see the one-eyed man that is playing king for the spiritual child he or she is, and see that they're enslaving the populace with their modicum of extra knowledge that they hold so dear and keep from the public. Because the next step up, the last step inside with those 7 chakras, is the crown chakra, the sun, the light. That's the understanding and understanding of all these energies intertwined, and giving back all that energy to the out there when it was used incorrectly, at least for me, and igniting the true sun of my true energy and connection with creation, whatever that means, however that is labeled. My very real connection and my very real wrong path that I walked because I did not understand energy. I didn't understand the energy frequency vibration, and then be able to tie it into physicality here on the ground in the real world, to know that, oh, we're all here, right here in this same place. So I'm not trying to lead anyone to a place of out there to different solid planets or different worlds or realms or other dimensions or any of that stuff. I'm trying to say that those very real energies that are the luminaries above us very well may tie very deeply into all of us, much deeper than we were led to realize at the beginning, and realize that we were much more. Because when you recognize that, you see why they call the ones out there stars, the stars. It's because they worship whatever star they pick with whatever mythology they got attached to and indoctrinated with to believe. And then they get you to worship them because you look at them as the stars without realizing your very real connection with the stars that rotate above you every single day and night. And know that you can be much more than any of them that you watch and worship. Much, much more, and interconnected, and see what it all is for what it truly is. You can see these children for what they truly are, and we can all turn our backs on them and turn our attention away from them. So the psychic vampires cannot continue to draw your energy from you and then use it against you. So, a quick recap, I guess, because I feel I've said enough for now. That feels good to me, however this came out. But the 7 chakras, the 7 governors, the 7 luminaries, 7 virtues, the 7 deadly sins, how it all ties together. If you can cognitively put that together to make an inner picture of your own cosmology, I would say, then you've completed that last step of the quadrivium, the astrology part, and you have built your own inner cosmology, whatever that looks like. With your crown chakra open and you shining your light on the world and you taking action in this world to bring change and morality to this world, because this is what my heart has come to want, and that energy in that heart. And that's all I try to convey with these videos. So thank you for listening. I appreciate it. I had another couple thoughts I wanted to tie into this. The tree of knowledge, the mind, the brain. To me, the energy there, those neural pathways, that energy that moves throughout the brain that causes thought and emotion. I recognize that to be the tree of knowledge. I recognize that to be where I was taught to eat from, so to speak, by being trained with a bunch of bad thought, bad belief, not connected to morality, which I came to understand was the tree of life in the heart, which makes sense with the heart being, that chakra being earth, here where we are. That to me became the tree I had to eat from inside, the tree of life, to break the beliefs that were causing me to act from that tree of knowledge that had become so corrupted in me because of a lifetime of indoctrination and toxification. So I wanted to tie that in. All right, I guess that's it. Thanks for listening.